Well, hello, folks. Well, hello, everybody, and let me just place this. Let me just place this in a certain spot so you guys can see me. I can move my hands a little bit easier, so you guys don't have to see me doing this all the time because I hate holding the phone half the time. But hey, everybody, welcome back to another one of these. Welcome back to my corner of YouTube, and welcome back to another one of these. Because you know what this is. This is Mike Kamau here for Kamau's Vlog Corner here for another edition. I think it's edition or entry 1008 on the, and I believe it is 100 and the 199th vlog of this year, and it is good to be recording still. And everybody, hello. I'm coming to you guys through the power of my phone and YouTube and my Jetfire headset. That is absolutely amazing. Well, yeah, guys, I think it's safe to say that it's, it's always been interesting to put on this headset or not, or just turn on the phone, the iPad, or something else like that, and have the privilege to be able to have the mindset and the motivation to get up here. Get up on this screen and talk to you guys on this platform that I've tried to perfect over the last 4 years or so. So yeah. But yeah, I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for all the views. I'm thankful for all the support. I couldn't be any happier with how the channel's going right now. So yeah, today was a good day today at work. We actually got our stuff done. We actually got done early, actually. So much that I had time to do some other stuff that I never thought I would have. It was a great day. It actually was a very, very good feeling. I feel it was executed well, so I'm thinking things are progressing along. I just think a calm, clear cut approach does that. And when everything's steady and everything's great and everybody's communicating and we're all making sure everything's going smooth, I think that makes things a whole lot better. So, and to be honest, I kind of like it that way because it's better than just getting animated, getting argumentative and all that other stuff. Because after 11 years, I think you've seen everything. So you just find a formula, and the formula we have right now doing things is actually good. So, because April and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, and says, "Oh, you guys have to find a formula." We will find a formula, and I think we found it. I just need to. We found a formula, and we stumbled upon it inadvertently, and I was just going over it, and I think you just have to have a setup, and you just have to have roles and play it out, and just do the work, basically. And I think that's exactly what it does. And the formula does not have to be rocket science level. It just has to work for everybody. And the reason why I do things the way I do is because everybody needs a role. Everybody just needs this and this and that. And if there's a structure that we have, I want to keep it. And the only way you're going to ever get, and this is a tip for everybody, the only way you're ever going to get good at something is if you keep repeating something, and you keep going and keep going and keep going, and don't screw it up. Because all of us have our different roles. See, I'll do cheese, milk, and juice or whatever, and we'll switch about and just try to do things. And I think if we have that formula where we switch off and we just do this, we do that, I just think it makes it a heck of a lot easier when we do it that way. Because if you start switching things up, and you start bumping people around, it's gonna suck. I just know it all too well from experience. There's a reason why I don't want to change much, because One, it's just retail. Whatever works works. If you need to go back and fix stuff, there's always a chance to do that. So, and that's what we have the weekend for, so to find stuff out of code and all this other stuff. We're actually doing pretty good. So, I think the formula is good. It's not perfect, but it's ideal. It's not the it's you. The aim is to have the ideal setup, not the perfect setup. The perfect setup is just, well, not perfect because it's all engineered to be. You want the ideal setup, and what I have right now is the ideal setup. I have a bunch of us doing. I have 3 or 4 of us doing. There's 3 or 4 of us doing CNS, and then there's 3 or 4 of us doing dry. I'm leading. I'm helping one of our guys lead CNS and do all the code stuff. April's doing her thing over in dry and leading her crew because there's 2, 3, or 4 people on hardlines that help her out, and she's just pointing them in the right direction, making sure they're doing their thing. There's a reason why I wanted her. Why I agreed for her to move back to dry, because I felt that she just wasn't. It's not that she wasn't really helping out the formula. It's just that I really didn't think it really gelled all that well, and she wanted to go back to dry, and I think that's where her natural habitat is. As much as she likes to do codes, she taught me a lot while she was on with me, so I didn't waste all those moments. So, because one of us needed to do that, and I'll still pick her brain every so once in a while, because it's just the way how it is. And actually, this is the first time I think I've gone into depth about work about anything. Usually I go over stuff and it's usually like bing, bing, bada boom. Usually done in 2 seconds. But that's the reason why I wanted her to go. Well, she wanted to go over into dry anyway because she wanted to retackle it because she felt like she was teaching me and only me how to do certain things, and not everybody else. Nobody was really listening to it. So for those who are in, so that's the reason why I have the formula. The formula is I have the formula because on the weekends, I mean, I can do yoga, cheese, and all this other stuff. So it's not completely dominated by one person. It's completely, the roles are completely different. So every scenario is different. Every moment is different. So it's not like everybody's doing the same role. Everybody has a set formula. See, the weekdays will be one formula, the weekends will be another set formula and different set of rules. But it's the same thing, just people swapped around and people who just know their stuff. So, so I'm quite happy with the development. I really don't have to get nasty with anybody because, to be honest, I think that just disrupts, and that's just another distraction. So, not saying April was a distraction, but I think she just didn't meld well, and I think she wanted to go back to dry. She was kind of forced to go into CNS with us, but she kind of taught me. But in that time, she kind of taught me a lot, and we kind of got a little bit, and I've learned to get my own style, and be part of the formula because I'm just a cog, and then but I'm a very important cog here. If you guys are talking about cog, I'm talking about gears. I'm just another gear in the gearbox. So so yeah, and I think it'll go as planned and everything. I don't think it's retail, so it's just like it's just insert the stuff and go. I mean, it's not really supposed to be nasty. I mean, you're supposed to take somebody off the street and be able to train them. So, and I think the people we have is fine because I've trained dozens of people that weren't fit for it, but they seem to be catching around. And some of the guys we brought over are starting to really pick up things. They're starting to notice things, and it's not, I've been in market 2 years, so, and most of these guys that we have over have been only here a couple months, couple weeks, or sparingly help us out. So it's not like I'm completely deriding them. So, I think everybody has a specific role, and I think there's different people. There's one of our guys that does P-Fresh and Produce a lot. He's one he's one. He brings intensity. He's just calm and collected, and he knows what he's doing. And then there's a guy that helps me out in CNS, and then there's two other guys that help me in CNS. One, you know, it, some people are in joking moods, and some people have their own styles, and it's just an interesting way to do things. Um, so everybody brings their own little intensity and their own little style to it. As long as your style doesn't disrupt the flow of the formula that we have, we're okay, which I don't think we have. Um, I think it's just part of the nature of some people. Some people will work at a certain pace. Some people will just work at a certain attitude. I think this is the beauty in life. I don't know why people squawk about, oh, people have too many attitudes. Well, I managed to fix that and just, you managed to fix that managed to fix that by just doing what you're supposed to and just not squawking about it. So, um, there are some improvements that need to come through in the system, which I feel there are some weak links, of course, with some of these strategies, and obviously we'll have to plug those up as we go. I'm pretty sure there's always room for improvement. I think there's room for me. I'm always trying to learn something new, or trying to learn how people think and how everything. I think that's the beauty in life about being in a position like this. It's just that you guys are all in the same boat, and me being in psychology and human studies, I figure the only way to learn about people and figure out how people tick is to act natural. Because if you act like act like the test subjects, they're not going to react to you very well. So it's just good to act calm, plain, natural, and you can learn something. Because I always make an opportunity. Just because somebody has a careless attitude, or a carefree attitude, or just doesn't give a darn about what they're doing, I can learn how that works, so I can identify that, so I can try to fix it, or if I can try to help boost things a little bit, so that I make up for that, and vice versa, so that they can do the same. And of course, when I'm not there, they try to make up for that as well. It's because they have to test themselves out. So it's all part of a really convoluted game, but it's an interesting game nonetheless. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I like life. I love life. I love living about people. I don't know why people grumble and shout at each other, but I don't know. It's just the way how I was born. It's not that I just think differently, or if my brain's wired differently. It's just I'm calmer than most people. So, and everything else. So yeah. Speaking of teammates in April, I actually found out why she actually uses the step stool actually at work. The reason is, well, there's two reasons. It's this big step stool. There's a hoop and it has two steps on it, and it's this big metal thing, and everything. She uses it because she uses it not only to push certain things, but she also uses it so she doesn't have to bend her back, and everything. So she doesn't have to put a load on her back carrying boxes to a certain area, because she uses our 3 tiers for backstock, which is fine. Everybody has, as I said, their different style, so I'm not going to question it. So, and her style is, she's trying to get the ideal style for her, the ideal setup for herself. So she's also trying to make sure that she can reach things, so she doesn't have to stretch and pull muscle or anything. She's trying to keep, and this is all so she can keep healthy, and this is great to see, actually, because the less susceptible she is to actually breaking something, the less days she's out, and the less days she's that's one less sick day that she doesn't have to deal with being at home and being miserable, because I know she wants to be at work every single day. I can see it in her eyes, and she's making improvements, and I think that's great. She's making strides. Some people don't see that. I do. And it's great, and I think she likes the great attitude, and I think she likes my attitude has changed, and everything is all good, and I'm not, and you know, we're not running into each other every 2 seconds, and she's focused on what she needs to be doing, and I think that's a great thing. I think synergy wise we're doing great. So um, I just love human beings, and I love, and it's and seeing her improve is keeps my faith in humanity strong, because um, and everything else. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna bid this one. I'm gonna bid this one adieu, people, because I've been talking long enough as usual. So, as usual, everybody, from my side of YouTube, or my corner of YouTube, here in my little haven in the Northeast. As usual, everybody, to my viewers out there, long live America, God bless America, long live this great country, long live democracy, long live our freedoms and our rights, and pray for my grandparents' souls and all those souls that have gone past, and pray for Thomas, Megan, and April for their successes. Let them stay strong. Let them continue to grow, and let them pass through any obstacle, and let them get the best out of their lives. Mike Crow here for another vlog from Vlog Corner here on August 21st, 2019. Well, August 20th, 2019. Here for Data Entry 108, 1008. Peace out, everybody, and I will see you guys later. This ends the broadcast for today. And as Walter Cronkite would say, that's the way it is, folks. Good night.